Chosen one, pause. Listen. Do not swipe. Do not turn away. Still your heart, just for this moment. Silence the noise around you. Silence the noise within you. The anxiety, the worry, the endless list of what must be done, the feeling of being unsettled. All of it must wait. Because what is about to be spoken over your life, what is about to be decreed in the spiritual realm, is more important than any task, any distraction, any fleeting thought of your current situation. You must be present for this. You must be fully here. You are not here by accident. This is not coincidence. This is not a random video in your feed. This is not a chance encounter. Of all the paths you could have taken, of all the things you could be doing, your spirit has been led to this exact moment. Your soul recognized a sound. Your heart felt a pull, a flicker of hope, because it recognized the very thing it has been crying out for. Why? Because you have been praying. You have been longing. You have been asking for a sign. You have been asking for a times, place asterisk, a place of peace, a place of rest, a place to call your own, a sanctuary, a home. You are not here by accident because your prayer has been heard. This is the answer. This is not an algorithm. This is an arrangement. The universe did not randomly conspire to place this before you. Heaven has orchestrated this moment. The angels have been dispatched. The spiritual realm has been aligned for you to receive this. This is not just information. This is impartation. This is a sacred alignment, a holy intersection where your need and heaven's supply collide. Think about that. This is a divine appointment. The creator of the cosmos, the one who holds the stars, the one who establishes kings and kingdoms, has paused his time to meet with times you asterisk. He has set this moment aside. This moment was marked on heaven's calendar before you even woke up this morning. It was decreed before the foundation of the world. He knew that times today asterisk, at times, this time's specific time, your heart would be weary. He knew you would be searching. He knew your spirit was crying out for time's stability asterisk, for time's sanctuary asterisk, for a time's foundation asterisk, for a place of your own. And he said, on this day, I will speak. On this day, I will answer. On this day, I will change their location. And he is speaking now. Listen closely. The reason for this divine appointment, the reason for this urgency, the reason your heart is beating a little faster, is because something has shifted in the atmosphere. A change you have been praying for, a breakthrough you have been begging for, has just been authorized in the high courts of heaven. A supernatural transfer is beginning, right now, as you listen. In this very instant, a supernatural transfer is beginning. This is not a small shift. This is not a minor adjustment. This is a monumental handoff. The Spirit of God is declaring over you, chosen one. A supernatural transfer of times, keys, times is beginning. A supernatural transfer of times, property, times is beginning. A supernatural transfer of times, location, times is beginning. Yes, you heard that correctly. Asterisk. Keys, asterisk. Physical keys. Spiritual keys. Keys to doors that have been locked and barred. Keys to places you thought you could never access. Keys to a time's home asterisk. The longing in your heart for a home, for a place of peace, for a sanctuary that is yours, that was not just a human desire, that was not just a worldly wish. That was a time's prophetic time's desire planted in your heart by God himself. He planted the desire so that he could be the one to fulfill it. And the season of fulfillment is no longer coming. It is times now asterisk. A supernatural transfer is beginning. This is not something you will earn by your own strength. This is not something you will toil for in the way you have been. This is a time's grace asterisk. This is a time's favor asterisk. This is a time's gift, times for the chosen, for you, because you have been faithful in the chaos. You have been wandering. You have been unsettled. You have felt like a traveler without a home. You have been in temporary situations, in places that were not yours, in environments of noise and confusion that were draining your spirit. And God says, no more. This divine appointment was set so you could be the first to know. The transfer has been signed in the heavens. The enemy's claim on your peace, the enemy's assignment of instability against your life, has been revoked. The spiritual deed is being placed in your hands. The period of wandering is over. A transfer of times, keys times, is beginning. What does this mean? It means what was once held by another, what was once out of your financial reach, what was once seemingly impossible, is now being given to you. A financial miracle is being attached to this word. An unexpected opportunity is being aligned. A door is opening that no man can shut. This is not just about a building of wood and stone. This is about a times release asterisk. A release from instability, a release from wandering, a release from the feeling of being times displaced asterisk. This is the key to your times rest asterisk. This is your promised land. You are not here by accident. This is a divine appointment. Heaven has orchestrated this moment, because a supernatural transfer of your times home times is beginning times now asterisk. To understand the promise that is coming, you must first understand the pain that is passing. God has heard your cry. He has seen your heart. You have felt unsettled. You have felt like a wanderer in your own life, a spiritual nomad, a sojourner just passing through. You have known the feeling of laying your head down at night in a room that does not feel like yours. You have felt the spiritual weight of temporary addresses, of living out of boxes, of never being able to fully unpack your life or your spirit. You have felt the constant, low-level anxiety of instability, the noise from the next apartment, the chaos of a shared living space, the feeling of being a times guest times in someone else's house, or a times tenant times beholden to a landlord, but never, ever the times master times of your own domain. You have longed for a sanctuary. You have prayed for a times door times you can close, knowing that on the other side is times peace asterisk. A floor you can walk on, knowing it is times yours asterisk. Walls that will absorb your prayers, not the arguments of strangers. You have felt unseen in this struggle. People see you functioning, they see you surviving, but they do not see the exhaustion of not having a times foundation asterisk. They do not understand the spiritual drain of having no times, roots asterisk. Every delay, every failed application, every hope that was dashed, every time you thought you found a place only for it to fall through. Each one felt like a personal rejection. It felt like God was saying no. It felt like you were being punished. But I am here to tell you, chosen one, to reframe that pain. You must see that season for what it truly was. That instability was not your punishment. Asterisk, asterisk. It was your preparation. Asterisk, asterisk. It was not punishment. It was times training asterisk. God was training you. He was teaching you, in the most profound way, that times, he times, is your only true home. He was stripping away every false sense of security, a temporary lease, a roommate, a borrowed space, so that you would learn to build your times entire times life on him as your rock. He was preparing you to be a steward. He couldn't give you the palace until he knew you could handle the pit. He was testing you. Would you praise him in the temporary? Would you trust him in the chaos? Would you seek his face when you had no times place asterisk? You have been prepared. You have been forged in the fire of instability, and now you are ready for the blessing. That feeling of rejection, it was not rejection. Asterisk, asterisk. It was redirection. Asterisk, asterisk. Every time a door slammed shut in your face, it was not God rejecting your desire. It was God times redirecting times your path. He saw what you could not see. That apartment you wanted, he knew the neighbor would be a source of torment. That house you almost bought. He knew of the hidden structural damage, the spiritual darkness in that land, the financial trap it would become. He was redirecting you times away, times from the good enough, so he could align you with the times God-given best asterisk. He was redirecting you from what times you times thought you wanted to, what times he times knew you times needed asterisk. You were being redirected away from a curse, and redirected times toward times your promised land. You looked at your life, surrounded by chaos and temporary things, and you felt like you were being buried. You felt like you were suffocating under the weight of not enough and not yet, but chosen one. You were not being buried. Asterisk, asterisk. You were being planted. Asterisk, asterisk. A seed must be buried in the dark soil before it can grow. That season of darkness, of confusion, of feeling hidden and unseen, That was your soil. You were being planted in a temporary pot. And in that pot, you had to push roots down deep. You had to learn to draw your strength from the unseen. That difficulty, that frustration, was the very thing that forced your faith to grow deeper. And now, you are no longer a seed. You are a mature plant. And God says it is time to transplant you from that small, temporary pot into the wide open, fertile ground He has prepared for you. You were planted for a purpose. And that purpose is about to times flourish, asterisk. All that time you spent wondering, God, where am I going? What is happening? I don't understand. That was not confusion. Asterisk, asterisk. It was construction. Asterisk, asterisk. God was doing construction times on you, times before He could give you the times construction times of a house. The foundation of your times faith times had to be built before the foundation of your times home times could be poured. He was building your character. He was building your patience. He was building your resilience. He was constructing a new times you asterisk, a you that was strong enough to hold the weight of the blessing He is about to release. You thought you were waiting for a house. God was waiting for times you times to be built. And now, the construction on your spirit is complete. The site is prepared. And finally, every single delay, every silent prayer that seemed to hit the ceiling, every no that broke your heart, every not yet that tested your faith, that delay was not denial. That delay was your asterisk, asterisk divine protection. Asterisk, asterisk. You must hear this in your spirit. The delay was your time's protection, asterisk. You were being protected times from times the wrong location. You were being protected times from times the wrong timing. You were being protected times from times the wrong financial entanglement. You were being protected times from times spiritual warfare you were not yet ready for. The delay was God's hand of mercy, holding you back, shielding you, whispering, "Not this one, it's not safe. Not this one, it's not right. Wait, I have something better. I have something times perfect asterisk. Your preparation is complete. Your redirection is finished. Your planting season is over. The construction is done. The protection has held. The pain had a purpose. And that purpose has been fulfilled. The season of wandering is times over asterisk. And now you must understand times why asterisk. Why this? Why now? The desire for a home that has been burning in your heart. That deep, aching, fundamental need for a place of your own. That desire was not born of you. It was not a simple human wish for comfort. It was not a worldly craving for status or property. No. That longing was a times divine seed, times planted in your spirit by the Creator Himself. It was a times prophetic times desire. God gave you the times desire times for a home long before He gave you the times keys times to one, because He plants the promise in our hearts before it manifests in our reality. That ache you felt, that was the promise times calling times to you. That was your spirit times, remembering times what God had already ordained for you in the spiritual realm. He saw you, chosen one. He saw everything. He saw every night you laid down in a chaotic environment, praying for a moment of silence. He saw you looking at listings online, your heart aching with a hope that felt impossible. He saw every tear you cried in frustration, feeling stuck, feeling left behind. As you watched others settle down, He saw you trying to create, trying to pray, trying to heal, all while living in a war zone of instability and noise. He saw your longing, not just for a times house asterisk, but for a times sanctuary asterisk. And He says, the season of preparation is complete. The wandering in the wilderness, as we just discussed, had a purpose. But the wilderness was never the destination. It was the training ground. And God is declaring over you, the training is over. The lesson has been learned. You have been proven faithful in the temporary. And now I will make you ruler over the permanent. The change is happening now because your character can finally times carry times the blessing. To give it to you sooner would have been a curse. You would have put your faith in the times, house times, instead of the times, God times, who provides it. But now you know. You know that times He times is your home. You know that times He times is your stability. You know that times He times is your source. And now that He has become your foundation, He is free to give you the physical times, house times, to put on top of that foundation. This is why the transfer is beginning. This is why the keys are being released. A financial arrangement is being made in the heavens. You must understand what this means. This is not just about you suddenly finding the money. This is about God times, moving times on your behalf. He is touching the hearts of loan officers. He is rearranging systems. He is releasing unexpected funds, a promotion, a sudden gift, a debt cancellation, an inheritance you knew nothing about, an idea that brings rapid provision. He is making a way where your bank account says there is no way. An unexpected opportunity is about to appear. This will be the times sign asterisk. Suddenly, a place you thought was unavailable will open up. A listing you overlooked will reappear. A person you barely know will connect you to the perfect location. This will not be a coincidence. This will be the times fingerprint times of God. This will be the supernatural opportunity that your preparation has earned you. Because this is not just a times property asterisk. This is your times promised land asterisk. For years, you have been in the wilderness. Now, you are crossing the Jordan. God is not just giving you a place to times live asterisk. He is giving you a place to times reign asterisk. This home is your promised land. A place where you will finally find times rest asterisk. Rest for your mind, rest for your spirit, rest for your body. The striving, the surviving, the constant fight or flight mode you have been living in. It is coming to an end. God is handing you the keys to your times peace asterisk. This home is more than an asset. It is a times weapon asterisk. The enemy has fought to keep you unstable and wandering for a reason. He knows that from a place of times peace asterisk, you are times powerful asterisk. From a place of times rest asterisk, you are times dangerous asterisk. He knew that if you ever secured a base of operations, a sanctuary where you could hear God's voice clearly, a fortress where you could recharge your spirit, you would become unstoppable. The battle over your times home times was never about drywall and a mortgage. It was a battle for your times destiny asterisk. The enemy wanted you to be so focused on times surviving times that you could never times thrive asterisk. He wanted you to be so exhausted from the chaos that you had no energy left for your times calling asterisk. But God has issued a decree. The enemy's lease on your life is broken. The chaos is being evicted. God is handing times you times the keys. And these keys, chosen one, they are keys of times, divine authority asterisk. This key is not just a piece of metal. It is a key of time's supernatural favor asterisk. It will unlock the doors that were sealed shut by human logic. It will unlock the bank vaults. It unlocks the paperwork. It unlocks the times, location times that God has had his eye on for you. God has been your time's architect asterisk. While you were in the wilderness, he was designing your home. He knows the exact number of rooms you need. He knows the way the light needs to fall in the morning. He knows the specific neighborhood, the specific street, the specific times, ground times that your spirit needs to flourish. You are not just finding a house. You are stepping into a times custom designed times blessing. This is the key to your times rest asterisk. This is the key to your times future asterisk. This is the key to the times real times you, the you that has been waiting to emerge once the noise finally stopped. The transfer is happening because it is times time asterisk. It is time for the warrior to have a fortress. It is time for the prophet to have a quiet place to hear. It is time for the healer to have a place to be healed. This is your sanctuary. This is your inheritance. This is the physical manifestation of God's promise. I am faithful. Prepare to receive the keys. You may be listening to this message and your heart is torn. A part of you, your spirit, is leaping, saying, yes, this is for me. But your mind, your memory, your bank account, they are screaming, no, this is impossible. This is just a nice message for someone else. You are thinking, you don't know my situation. You don't know how long I've been waiting. You don't know the ache. But I am here to tell you that I times do, times know. I am not speaking this message to you as a distant prophet on a mountaintop. I am speaking to you as a fellow traveler, a witness who has walked this time's exact time's path. The reason I can speak with such authority about your pain and such time's certainty times about your promise is because I have lived this very season. I know that silence. I know the profound, deafening silence that meets your prayers for a time's home asterisk. I know the silence of God when you are crying out for a time's place, times of peace. I know what it is to feel spiritually homeless, to feel like a drifter in your own destiny. I have lived that season, the season of temporary, the season of not yet. I remember, with a clarity that aches, the feeling of living out of boxes. I remember refusing to fully unpack, refusing to hang pictures, because my spirit times knew asterisk. This was not it. This was not the place. I was just passing through. I know what it is to pay rent for a place that is actively times draining, times the life and the spirit out of you. I know what it's like to have your peace shattered every single day. The noise from the street, the chaos from the apartment next door, the arguments, the tension, the feeling of living in an environment that is actively hostile to your anointing. I know what it is to try and pray, to try and hear from God, while the spiritual static around you is so loud you can barely hear your own thoughts. I know what it's like to beg God, please, just a quiet place, just a sanctuary, just a times door times I can close. I remember the frustration. I remember the exhaustion. I remember looking at other people who were not even walking with God, and seeing them get houses, seeing them settle down. And I remember asking God, what am I doing wrong? I am serving you. I am seeking you. Why am I being delayed? Why am I still a wanderer? I know the feeling of rejection from a bank. I know the sting of a failed application. I know what it's like to find a place, to get your hopes up, only to have the door slammed in your face. And I remember the moment it all changed. It was not when the money came. It was not when the house appeared. It was when I was at my lowest, in the most chaotic, temporary, and painful living situation of my life, and I finally understood what God was doing. I finally understood the lesson I am sharing with you now. I remember losing everything. I remember my finances being stripped, my stability gone, my plans in ruins. I looked at my life, and I felt exactly like I described. I felt like I was being times buried, times by failure, by confusion, by delay. But I was being planted. In that dark, suffocating soil, God was teaching me a lesson I could only times learn in the darkness. He was teaching me what I am here to teach you. He was teaching me that He must be my home, before He could give me a house. He was teaching me that He must be my stability, before He could give me a foundation. He was teaching me that He must be my peace, before He could give me a sanctuary. You see, I had been chasing the times blessing asterisk. I was chasing the times house asterisk. I was chasing the times feeling times of stability, and God had to strip it all away until I had nothing left to chase but Him asterisk. I had to learn to find my peace in the middle times of the chaos. I had to learn to find my stability while living out of a suitcase. I had to learn to build my altar times of praise on the cracked floor of a temporary rental. I had to stop praying for a house and start praising Him from the pit. The house was never the prize, chosen one. The intimacy forged in the fire of waiting. Asterisk that was the prize. The character built in the season of instability. Asterisk that was the prize. The unshakable faith that can only come from having nothing but God to hold on to. Asterisk that was the prize. The house is just the trophy. It is the reward that comes times after times you have won the real victory, which is the victory over your own circumstances. And when that shift happened, when I stopped looking at my environment and started looking only at Him asterisk, when I stopped begging and started praising, that is when the supernatural transfer began. It did not happen by my strength. It did not happen by my credit score. It happened by His supernatural favor. I am a living witness that the rejection was His redirection asterisk. I am a living witness that the delay was His protection asterisk. I am a living witness that the confusion was His construction asterisk. So I am not speaking to you from a place of theory. I am speaking to you from a place of testimony asterisk. I am speaking to you from inside the promised land. from inside the walls of the very sanctuary I prayed for. And I am telling you, the journey is real. The preparation is painful, but the promise is time's true asterisk. The same God who taught me in the wilderness, the same God who protected me from the wrong places, the same God who rebuilt my faith from the ground up, is the times same God times who has orchestrated this divine appointment with times you asterisk. I am the evidence. I am the proof. What he did for me, he is decreeing over times you asterisk. Your season of wandering is over. Your preparation is complete. The lesson has been learned, and the key is on its way. And so, chosen one, the season of your preparation has served its divine purpose. The redirection is complete. The planting is over. The construction on your spirit is finished. The protection has held. Now comes the reward. Now comes the release. Now comes the part where you times receive. Times the promise that your pain has paid for. The transfer is beginning right now. As this word is spoken, as your spirit bears witness to this truth, the spiritual mechanics are turning. The transfer is time's beginning asterisk. The command has been given in the heavens. The angels have been dispatched with your name on their assignment. The keys you have been praying for are in motion. This is the promise. This is what is being released to you. First, God is releasing the times favor asterisk. This is not natural. This is supernatural times favor asterisk. This is the favor that causes you to be times seen asterisk. The favor that causes your application to rise to the top of the pile. The favor that causes the bank to say yes when logic and your numbers said no. The favor that makes the seller times want times to sell to you. The favor that opens doors that no man can shut. God is releasing a supernatural times favor times for times property asterisk. He is releasing times favor times for times finances asterisk. He is releasing times favor times for times access asterisk. Second, he is releasing the times provision asterisk. This is the wealth part of the promise. God is not a God who gives a vision without the times provision asterisk. He is not a God who gives you a house but no way to pay for it. No, the miracle of the times house times is being bundled with the miracle of the times finances times to sustain it. He is opening financial channels. He is accelerating your income. He is releasing unexpected funds, forgotten money, sudden bonuses, new streams of revenue. The times, wealth times, required to take possession of your promised land, and times keep times your promised land is being transferred to your account. Third, he is releasing the times, peace, asterisk. This, chosen one, is the core of the promise. This is not just a transfer of property. This is a transfer of times peace, asterisk. The chaos, the noise, the anxiety, the instability, the spirit of wandering. It is all being evicted from your life. The times, peace times that surpasses all understanding, the deep, abiding foundational times, rest times that your soul has been times starving times for. That is your true inheritance. The house is merely the times vessel times that will times hold, times the peace he is giving you. You will finally have your times sanctuary asterisk. You will finally have a place to hear, a place to heal, a place to times be asterisk. Fourth, he is releasing the times influence times and times access asterisk. This new home is not just a place to sleep. It is a times launching pad asterisk. It is a times throne room asterisk. It is your times base of operations times for the next level of your destiny. From this place of stability, your times influence times will grow. From this place of peace, your times anointing times will flow. You will gain times access times to new levels of creativity, new relationships, new opportunities. Because you are no longer operating from a place of times survival asterisk. You will be operating from a place of times rest times and times authority asterisk. This is the promise. Peace, favor, provision, access. And now, you must hear the times, speed times of the transfer. This is the part that will require your faith. What took you times, years, times to strive for, will now happen in times, days, asterisk. What you have been times toiling times for, will now come by times favor asterisk. The enemy convinced you that this process would be long, hard, and painful. He wanted to exhaust you in the times process times, so you would have no strength left for the times promise asterisk. But God is stepping in. He is times accelerating, times the timeline. You will see a times sudden times shift, a times sudden times phone call, a times sudden times approval, a times sudden times open door. The things that have been delayed for years will suddenly align, one after another, in a supernatural domino effect. The paperwork that was stuck will clear. The loan officer who was ignoring you will call times you asterisk. The house you thought was gone will come back on the market. It will be rapid. It will be swift. It will be times miraculous asterisk. This is the sudden move of God. He has allowed the delay for times his times purposes of preparation. But now that the preparation is complete, he will release the promise with times speed, times 4 times, his times glory. He will do it so times fast, times that you and everyone around you will know. This was not your strength. This was not your wisdom. This was the hand of God. But this promise, this transfer, it is not passive. It requires your times participation asterisk. This is your times activation asterisk. You must move from a posture of times begging times to a posture of times receiving asterisk. How do you activate this, chosen one? First, you must asterisk asterisk prepare your heart. Asterisk asterisk. You must times make room times for this blessing before it arrives. How? You must stop times talking times like a wanderer. You must stop times thinking times like a tenant. Stop speaking doubt. Stop saying, it's impossible. You must align your times words times with his times word asterisk. Prepare your heart by times believing times that you are times worthy times to receive this gift. Prepare your heart by times forgiving times the past, the delays, the rejections. Let go of the pain of the not yet and make room for the joy of the right now. Second, you must asterisk asterisk use what's in your hands. Asterisk asterisk. What is in your hands? Your times faith asterisk. What is in your hands? Your times praise asterisk. Your activation is your times praise asterisk. You must start thanking him for the walls times before times you see them. You must start thanking him for the roof times before times it covers you. You must start thanking him for the times keys times before they are in your hand. This is the key that unlocks the supernatural. Praise is the language of times reception asterisk. It is you telling heaven, I am ready, I believe, I receive. Use what's in your hands. If that means filling out times one more times application, do it. But this time, don't fill it out with anxiety. Fill it out with times anointing asterisk. Fill it out with times authority asterisk, knowing that favor is already on it. If it means making one more phone call, make it. But make it with the times boldness, times of a child of God who times knows, times their inheritance is being released. Use the times, faith times in your hands. Use the times, praise times in your mouth. Prepare your times, heart times to receive. The transfer is beginning. The acceleration is here. The promise of wealth, influence, access, and supernatural times, peace times is yours. The speed will be breathtaking. The only thing left to do, what is times activate times it. Prepare your heart. The keys are coming, chosen one. If this message has resonated with you, if your heart has been beating faster, if your spirit has been leaping inside of you, if a wave of emotion has washed over you, you must understand, with all the clarity of your soul, that this was not a coincidence. That feeling, that resonance, was the sound of time's truth, times colliding with your time's spirit asterisk. It was the sound of your destiny, which has been in a holding pattern. Suddenly times recognizing times, the frequency of its times release asterisk. It was the sound of the tumblers in a great lock, a lock that has been on your life for years, finally times clicking times into place. This was not a random video. This was a targeted spiritual times word asterisk, a divine times decree asterisk, sent from the very throne room of God. It was aimed like an arrow, not at a million people, but at times you asterisk, at your specific pain, at your specific prayer for a times home asterisk, at your specific exhaustion from times wandering asterisk. But the promise, though it has been times given asterisk, must now be times received asterisk. The word has been times spoken asterisk, but it must be times activated asterisk. A key has been times presented times to you, but you, asterisk. You times must be the one to reach out, take it, and turn it in the lock. This is that moment. This is your activation. This is the sacred part of the appointment where you move from being a times listener, times of the word, to a times doer, times of the word. This is where you partner with the heavens. This is where you times seal, times the promise. This is where you take times physical, times action to finalize the times spiritual, times transaction. You have two tasks. One is for your times spirit asterisk. One is for the times world asterisk. Both are essential. First, you must make a times public asterisk prophetic times declaration. This is not just a comment. This is your times decree asterisk. This is your times spiritual signature times on the divine contract. This is you, standing in the high courts of heaven and declaring with your own free will, I agree with what God has said. This is the sound that silences the accuser. This is the sound that puts your angels to work. In the comment section below, I want you to write a statement of times faith asterisk. I want you to type the words that your heart has been screaming for. Type asterisk asterisk. I receive my keys. Asterisk asterisk. As you type those letters, do not do it casually. Do it with times intention asterisk. With every keystroke, you are breaking a chain of delay. With every word, you are times prophesying times your own future. You are not just typing. You are times decreeing asterisk. You are telling heaven, I am ready. My heart is prepared. You are telling the enemy, you have no more claim on my peace. My season of wandering is times over asterisk. You are telling your times own times soul. The struggle is finished. The striving is done. It is time to times receive asterisk. Type asterisk asterisk. I receive my keys. Asterisk asterisk. If your faith is rising, type this as well. Asterisk asterisk. I am entering my promised land. Asterisk asterisk. As you post that comment, you are times driving a stake times into the ground in the spiritual realm. You are claiming your territory. You are serving and times eviction notice times on the spirit of chaos, on the spirit of instability, on the spirit of not enough that has plagued your living situations. You are declaring that your times, wilderness time season, is times over times, and your times possession time season has times begun asterisk. This is your most important action. This is the times amen times to God's promise. Do not let doubt or fear or shyness stop you. This is your times, final times test of obedience for this specific blessing. Will you times publicly times declare what God has times privately times promised you? Do it now. Comment asterisk asterisk. I receive my keys. Asterisk asterisk. Comment asterisk asterisk. I am entering my promised land. Asterisk asterisk. Second, you must seal this declaration with a number of times divine power asterisk. This is for the times algorithm asterisk, yes, but it is also for the times angels asterisk. I want you to comment the number asterisk asterisk 777 asterisk asterisk. Why 777? Because 7 is the number of God. It is the number of times divine completion asterisk. It is the number of times perfection asterisk. It is the number of times Sabbath rest asterisk. When you comment 777, you are not just typing a number. You are making a times powerful times declaration. You are declaring that your season of times striving times is times complete asterisk. You are declaring that the times preparation times is times complete asterisk. You are declaring that the times construction times on your soul is times complete asterisk. You are times finished times with the old cycle. You are times finished times with the wandering. You are stepping out of the 6 days of toiling and times into times the 7th day of times, his divine rest asterisk. Comment asterisk asterisk 777 asterisk asterisk right now as a times seal of completion times on your season of pain. And finally, you must times share this video asterisk. This is not a suggestion. This is a holy times instruction asterisk. This is your times first times act of obedience times from times your promised land. God did not give you this key to times hoard asterisk. He gave you this key to times multiply asterisk. He sent this word to times you times, so that times you times could become a times carrier times of this breakthrough. There is times in your life right now who is in their times wilderness. Someone you know who feels displaced. Someone whose heart is aching for their times sanctuary. Someone who is praying the exact same prayer times you have been praying. You are their times answer asterisk. You are the angel God is sending to them. When you share this video, you are not just sharing a video. You are handing them the key asterisk. You are partnering with heaven to deliver their miracle. Do not break the chain of blessing. The fastest. Way to lock in your own miracle is to become a channel for someone else's asterisk. This is your first act as a ruler asterisk, not a wanderer asterisk. This is your first act of generosity, from a place of abundance asterisk, not lack asterisk. So, do it now. Fulfill the activation. 1. Comment asterisk asterisk. I receive my keys asterisk asterisk to seal your personal promise. 2. Comment asterisk asterisk 777 asterisk asterisk to seal your season of completion. 3. Asterisk asterisk share this video asterisk asterisk to activate your partnership with heaven. You have listened. You have been obedient. You have been prepared. You have been redirected. You have been protected. And now, you have activated asterisk. The transfer is complete. The keys are in your hand. The season of chaos is over asterisk. Welcome home, chosen one. Welcome home.